Selim Jahan. At home and abroad, Dr. Selim Jahan is known as an accomplished economist. He was born in Barishal, Bangladesh in 1951. After graduating from Barishal Zilla School and BM College, Dr. Jahan earned his bachelor's honors and master's degree in economics from Dhaka University. Dr. Jahan holds a Ph.D. in economics from McGill University, Montreal, Canada, where he was a Commonwealth Scholar. His career started as a faculty member at Dhaka University. Later he taught in several universities in Canada and the United States. Dr. Jahan is the former director, Human Development Report Office, Poverty Division, United Nations Development Program, UNDP, in New York, USA. Before joining UNDP in 1992, Dr. Jahan held different positions in universities, national governments and other international organizations throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. He was a professor of economics and director of the Economic Research Unit, University of Dhaka, Bangladesh. He was a lecturer, Department of Economics, McGill University, Montreal, Canada, a visiting fellow, Cambridge University, UK, and a visiting scholar, School of Public Policy, University of Maryland, College Park U.S.A. Dr. Jahan served as an economic advisor, USAID Dhaka, Bangladesh, and as the economic advisor, Planning Commission, Government of Bangladesh. He has also worked as advisor and consultant to various international organizations, including ILO, UNDP, UNESCO, and the World Bank. His published books include Bangladesher Rajnoitik Orthaniti Korcha, Sharshite Swedeshermuk, Bela Obiler Golpo, Parainer Otol Goine, Swalpo Kothar Golpo, Freedom for Choice, Development and Deprivation and Overcoming Human Poverty. No character is imaginary. Reaching the bend of the road, I started to doubt, am I in the right lane? But I am sure Tariq had told me in detail about this lane. However, it is difficult to navigate the directions of the narrow lanes of Shnukuri Bazaar. On every lane, the buildings almost touching each other are like dark holes, decayed and wearing away. Who knows for how many years these damp lanes haven't seen sunlight? Taking 2 further steps, I realized that I was on the right path. Now I must check the house number. But after walking for quite some time, I understood that the task was not easy. No number is coming in serials or following any rules for that matter. So I sought the help of a passerby. Being a local, he easily gave directions to me. I have to advance 10 more steps along his narrow lane, and then enter a narrower lane to the right. And I would find my desired destination, the first floor of the 3rd house on the left. So be it. I walked to come to my desired house. As I stood before it, I could see the decay and wearing written on the whole building. The stairs to go up were a little bit to the back. But there it was so densely dark that nothing was visible. It took me quite a while to adjust my sight. While climbing the stairs, I found the Act J extremely dangerous, and I could possibly slip off any step. Quite carefully I climbed to the 1st floor and knocked on the door. A little later a young girl opened the door, and strangely with a lamp in her hand, even far into the midday. Looking at her face I was very surprised. Somewhere I have seen this face, but where? The girl looked at me with inquiring eyes and I immediately said, "Is it Anatati's house?" Now it was the young lady's turn to be surprised. "Please wait a bit," she said, and turned and walked inside. A little later a middle-aged lady, wiping her hand in one end of her half-dirty single-border sari, asked me, as she walked near the door, "Whom do you want?" Noticing the way she walked, I could tell that she was my Anatati. Anatati used to walk with quick steps, leaning a bit to her left. But what happened to her? Old, a bunch of white hair on her head, deep dark spots under her eyes, protruding jawbones. 50 years ago Anatati was so sweet-looking and enchanting, slim-figured, big eyes as black as collyrium, a beautifully shaped graceful face, and a very sweet smile, and that was my Anatati, elder sister of my friend Tapan. My eyes were filled with tears. With a cracking voice I said, "It is me, Anatati, as I used to say 40 years back." Anatati couldn't speak for a while. Then she whispered, as if unmindfully, "You? Is that truly you?" With those words, she rushed to me after so many years, "Did you remember your elder sister?" Tears rolled down her cheeks from her eyes, and my eyes also didn't remain dry. 50 years back Anatati, and we were neighbors in the town of Barishal. Her younger brother Tapan was my classmate. Anatati was so fond of me. After playing cricket in the sun I would sweat and entering their house would say, "Anatati, give me cold water in a very big glass." Anatati would smile and pouring water into a medium-sized glass, would bring it to me and say, "Now we don't have a glass good enough to quench your thirst. Drink from this one today. Tomorrow I shall get a bigger glass." Then she would wipe my sweating face with a corner of her sari. Next day Anatati really bought a very big glass made of brass. That glass was always put aside for me. She won't allow anybody to touch that glass. At times that would have enraged Tapan. On the day of Bifota, a specific day, when sisters treat their brothers and pray for the brothers' prosperity and long life, she made me sit beside Tapan. She would move the sacred lamp over my head too and say, "I give a fota, a drop on my brother's forehead, and this will keep the regent of death away." At that time I felt that nothing bad of the world could touch me. She vowed present me with new clothes to me, just the way she would do with Tapan. I don't know how long I was thinking about all these. I came back to reality, when Anatati grabbed my hand and said, come in." With great care, she arranged a seat for me on the floor and softly said, "Sit down." Then in a voice choked with tears, she told me the heartrending story of the decay of family, which was once quite solvent. Earlier, Tariq had told me most of it, but the rest came from Anatati. Her parents passed away on a single night, due to an attack of cholera in their village home. By that time Anatati was married. Her husband was a very nice person. He had a good job. Anatati brought her brother to herself. She became a mother after some days. You have seen Amia. It was she who opened the door for you. Now I understood why Amia looked so familiar. Your daughter resembles you so much, I said. Even in such a deep sorrow, her face became radiant with a smile of contentment. Sometime later her husband died in a bus accident. Anatati was in extreme trouble, no house of her own, saving depleted, no means of earning. She came to Dhaka WTH Tapan and Amia, took the job of an ayah helper, in a hospital. They took a 2-room house in a blind lane of Shnakuri Bazaar. Tapan couldn't take these anymore and one day my friend committed suicide. Amia, bring sweets for my brother. Saying that she turned towards me and said, last week it was Lakshmi Puja. By that time, Amia had already put down the plate of sweets before me and sweetly said, please have them, uncle. It seemed, as if she knew me for ages. How did you remember that I liked these sweets? I asked. As she got up, Anatati affectionately gave a soft slap on my head and said, what do you think of sisters? Wait, I am bringing water for you. A little while later, Anatati returned with a glass of water. Looking at it, the whole world had swung before me. In front of my eyes was that glass of mine, which Anatati didn't allow anyone to touch, let alone use. Anatati poured in all the affection of the world into her eyes, and smiled sweetly. She put down the glass in front of me and said, here is the water-filled glass, proportionate to your thirst. I couldn't lift my eyes and look at Anatati's face. How could I? Look? Drops of tears were falling from my eyes right into that big glass. Translated from the original in Bengali by Junaid ul Haq.